going to keep building our mental math knowledge with that all-important place value. But we, of course, have to start by reviewing an important mental math strategy that we already have been practicing, but we want to get better and not forget it. So I've got two problems, both that we are going to solve by creating a 10 plus fact. Okay, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. 8 plus 5. How can we solve 8 plus 5 by creating a 10 plus fact? What is our first step? We want to solve 8 plus 5. What do? This 8's going to become a 10 by taking out a 2 from the 8, because we know 8 plus 2 equals 10. So we have our 10. And then what are we going to add to that 10? What's left over from the 5, which is a 3. Dun, dun, dun. So 10 plus 3 is 13. So 8 plus 5 is 13 as well. Good job. Okay, reset. Here's a bigger one. Dun, dun, dun. 26 plus 6. We want to solve this problem mentally by making a 10 plus fact. So, what do we have to do first? We have to turn 26 into a 10. What is 26 next 10? 30. We want to get to 30. How can we turn 26 into a 30? What are we going to do? We are going to take 4 from the 6, because look, 6 and 4 are pairs to 10, because we know 26 plus 4 equals 30. So we have our 10. What's our plus? What are we going to add to that 30 to get our answer? What are we going to add? The rest of the 6. We already used 4, so what would be left? A 2. Dun, dun, dun. So 30 plus 2 is 32. So 26 plus 6 is 32 as well. They are equal. Okay, reset. Here is our learning target for this Tuesday. It says I can use my place value knowledge to solve an equation mentally. We have seen this learning target before. We are trying to solve mentally by using our place value knowledge. We eventually want to get to the point where all we need is our big brain and our mental math toolbox. We talked all about place value yesterday and how it's super, super, super important. Who can tell us what is place value? If you were to say it in one sentence, how would you describe place value? Do you remember? It says the place of a number tells us its value. So yesterday we talked about that depending where a number is, that place tells us completely different things about what that number's value is and what it represents. A number is more than just a couple lines drawn together. They represent a group. And place value is so important, the place of the number, because 45 is not the same as 54. The place of the numbers matters. We are going to use this place value knowledge, the knowledge that numbers in different places have different values, to help us add and subtract mentally. So you are going to need a whiteboard out, just like we used yesterday. We're going to have two little areas where we are going to draw two numbers place values. You can draw a little T-chart or these boxes, whatever helps you. But you just need a whiteboard so you can follow along. So we are going to be using our place value knowledge to solve 46 minus 20. Today we're going to do 46 minus 20. You can do this all just in your head by relying on your place value knowledge. So, I want you to take a look. We have a 4 and a 6, and a 2 and a 0. When we look at these numbers, we're going to identify which number represents the ones and which number represents the tens. If you look at the number that's all the way to the right, the last number all the way to the right, that is, as you can see, the ones place. I want you to go ahead and underline these numbers. The 6 and the 0 are in the same place in the number. It's the last number all the way to the right. This means that this number is in the ones place. The place means this value will be of ones. So now, what about this 2 and the 4? This 2 and the 4 are the first number in each of these pairs. The first number in a two-digit number is in the tens place. Both 4 and 2 are in the tens place because they're first. Their place means they're a tens number. So the same place means they share similar values, which is a tens value. So now that we've identified which numbers are tens and which numbers are ones, we can begin to subtract or add. But when we're talking about place value, only numbers in the same place can be subtracted or added together. That's what's super duper important. Only numbers in the same place can be added or subtracted together. So, let's take a look. What two numbers are in the ones place? What two numbers are in the ones place? We have a 6 and we have a 0. So because the 6 and the 0 are in the same place, they have similar value, and therefore we can subtract them. So if we have 6 and we took away nothing, what would we get? We would still just get a 6. A 6 would be there. We wouldn't have had to do anything with our ones because we had a 0 with it. So this is the ones place in our answer. Now what about the tens? Which two numbers are in the tens place? Which two numbers are in the tens place? A 4 and a 6. These numbers are both first, therefore they're in the same place and have similar values, so we can subtract them. So if we had 4, we're starting with 4, and we took 2 away, how much would we end up with? We have 4, and you're going to take away 2. What do you get? You get 2. And we will have 2 tens left. So let's see. 46 minus 20 equals 26. We were subtracting numbers in the same place, and that helped us solve our problem mentally. this subtraction problem. 46 minus 2. What do you notice is different from the last problem? What's different? What changed? The 2 moved places. This 2 was in the tens place, and now it's in the ones place. So its value has completely changed. And this is going to change our answer to this subtraction problem. So let's work through our mental math process again. Okay, let's take a look. Which 2 numbers are in the ones place? Which 2 numbers are in the same place, the ones? What 2 numbers? We have 6 and 2. Our 2 is now in the ones place, so it's the same place as 6. Now these ones places can subtract because they're the same. So if we had 6 minus 2, what would we get? We're starting with 6. You're going to take away 2. What happens? You're left with 4. You're left with 4. We subtracted numbers in the ones place. Now we need to look at our tens place to subtract those similar numbers. What do you see in the tens place? What numbers are in the tens place? We have a 4, and then we have nothing. There's nothing in the tens place because all there are 2 ones. So if you have 4 and you subtract nothing, how many tens will you have left? You will still have 4 because nothing happened to them. You didn't take anything away. You just left them alone. We subtracted the ones and got 4. We subtracted the tens and got 4. So what is our answer to 46 minus 2? It's 44. All we had to do was subtract numbers that were in the same place. Once we're able to see that and identify that, we can quickly solve using those smaller equations. Okay, this time we're going to do one more problem, but without these charts to see if we can identify place value. So I want you to completely clear your whiteboard and get ready. Reset. But before we do that, I have our this or that for you. So we need to get our body up out of its chair and be ready to do a quick wiggle break. So in our theme of talent, I'm going to ask you the question. If you were to show off your talent, would you rather do it on a stage, in front of people, or would you rather have someone film you and just show it on video? Think about it. If you were wanting to show off your talent, would you rather do it on a big stage or on camera? Think about it. What would you do? Stage, you're going to slide. Video, you're going to bend. I would rather show it on a stage. I grew up on the stage and I love it. So take your pick. I'm going to slide. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that is it. Everybody can sit back down. Get their wiggles out. Do you have your whiteboard? Are you ready for our next problem? Here we go. This is our last problem we're going to solve all together. And we took away the chart so we can practice just identifying the place value of the number. So, I'm going to ask you, which numbers are in the ones place? Remember, that's at the end, all the way to the right. Which numbers are in the ones place? What 2 numbers? We've got the 5, I want you to underline it, and the 0, we have 5 ones in 25, and we have 0 ones in 30. So now we can add those numbers that are in the same place because they have similar value. So 5 plus 0. If we have 5, we want to add nothing. What are we going to end up with? Still 5. Nothing's going to change. This 5 is going to stay the same, and we will still have 5 ones. Okay, what about the tens place? What two numbers are in the tens place? This is the beginning, all the way to the left. What are our tens numbers? I want you to circle them. We have 2 and 3. 2 and 3. So if 2 and 3 are in the same place, we can add them together because of their similar value. So if we have 2, and you're going to add 3 more, what are you going to get? 2 plus 3 equals 5 as well. So because we added numbers in the same place, 25 plus 30 is 55. And we can use this strategy to solve problems mentally. You have to be able to see on the right we have our ones, and on the left we have our tens. Okay, Super Scholars, you are going to have 2 problems that I want you to solve on your own with your place value knowledge. Let's take a look. Okay, Super Scholars, these are the 2 problems I need you to solve on your own. They are 25 plus 3 and 25 minus 10. 25 plus 3 and 25 minus 10. You are going to solve these problems using your place value knowledge. So you have a couple of options. You can draw out the numbers and explain how you solve that way with your place value knowledge, or you can solve them mentally and then explain how you solve that problem. Either way, you need to talk about how can you solve 25 plus 3 and 25 minus 10 using your place value knowledge. Using our place value knowledge means adding or subtracting numbers in the same place. So you got to solve and explain. I always need you to be talking about your math process. It's so important when we can explain what we're doing. So you're going to solve and then talk to me exactly what you did to solve using your place value knowledge. Okay, Super Scholars, let's build that mental math toolbox and get to work.